Hello, this is Catherine Marie, and you're listening to Long COVID Real Talk podcast. Today, I wanted to talk about the first thing that you absolutely must do before you begin to heal from long COVID. I know that this may sound a little bit, I forget the word. I can't remember the word, but the word means something like, people may differ from thinking the same way you're thinking about something. Controversial. That's what I wanted to say, controversial. Because I remember in one of the long COVID Facebook groups, someone said, "What is the most important thing that helped you begin to heal?" And I figured it was going to be, low dose naltrexone or Paxlovid or rest or anything, just any, yoga, meditation, deep breathing, all those things. And they're all really good things. But I remember one woman wrote acceptance, and her comment was met with mixed reviews. Some people did like a laughing face, some thumbs up, but it really got me thinking. It got me thinking a lot because at the time, I thought what she had to say was not particularly helpful because I had recently stopped working and had become unable to work. And all I wanted to do was to get back to work as quickly as possible. I was embarrassed that I was not working. I was ashamed that I was not working. I felt that my worth was diminished because I was not working. And I just desperately, desperately wanted long COVID to go away so I could carry on with my life. So the idea of acceptance was laughable because you can't accept that you have long COVID and just roll over and just let it take you. You have to fight. That's what I was thinking. You have to fight. But one thing that I've realized the longer I've had long COVID is that I think this woman was right on the money, because you think that you're trying to combat long COVID, but fighting long COVID is different from any other type of fighting that you've ever had, you've ever experienced, that you've ever done. The more you resist it, the more it affects you. And I think that a lot of people with long COVID are big doers, people that are just driven to do things and have lots of energy and are used to pushing through when things don't feel quite right. And with long COVID, that's disastrous. It's disastrous. We know this, right? So I have just been feeling the last several weeks that the secret to overcoming long COVID is acceptance. Acceptance that you have long COVID. And let me explain what I mean a little bit more. So I had an episode a few episodes ago where I was talking to my little sister. And my little sister also has long COVID. And she was talking about the moment that it got real for her that she had long COVID. And the moment for her was when she got a shower chair. That's the moment where she was like, holy crap, I can't believe I just had to get a shower chair for my shower. Whoa. After that episode, I began using a shower chair as well. But that took a certain level of acceptance. I don't want to have to use a shower chair. It doesn't make me feel good that I need to use a shower chair. But it is really important for my body to be at peace in order to fight the long COVID, and therefore accepting that I have long COVID, I am disabled, and I need to use a shower chair, even though I'm only in my early 40s. It seems like a lot. And I've heard from a lot of people who are also just, I mean, it doesn't matter what your age is. I mean, long COVID has aged us tremendously. So even though I was used to being 40, I now feel like I'm 80. And people who were 60 probably feel like they're 90. I don't know. I would say, I don't know exactly what the um, equivalent is, but it's like we just have to accept that we aged practically overnight and have become disabled. And we need to accept that we are not the same people that got long COVID. Once you can accept that that person is no longer there, and that person, you have to release them and let them go, and accept that this is who you are now. And I would dare say that it's not even one time where you are accepting of your plight with long COVID. It's a constant accepting as things come up in your life that you can no longer do. And once you realize and once you accept that you can no longer do it, then that is where the healing begins. Because once you accept that you are disabled, then you can start to think creatively. Like, okay, I can't walk around this little zoo near where I live because they don't have scooters that you can rent. And it is just too much for me to walk, at least right now in my current, state of long COVID. So acknowledging that this is my life, this is what I cannot do, and that is my reality right now. I need to accept that this is my reality instead of fighting it, instead of trying to figure out a way to like walk around or whatever. I tried to do that and it was a disaster. um, but just accepting it. Okay, so I cannot walk around this little zoo. As much as I would like to, that is not my reality right now. So what can I do? Well, I never thought in a million years that I would do this, but I decided to purchase a scooter, my own scooter. And I thought about it for a while and I researched it for a while, but I just bought it. It arrived this week and we put it together. We went for a little walk around our neighborhood with my little one sitting on my lap and my husband walking next to the scooter. And we had a really nice, albeit slow, little walk around the neighborhood. And it was just nice to be outside. It also made me realize that just sitting up in the scooter causes me to get tired. And so just needing to sit up while going for a walk in the scooter, or I guess a ride in the scooter while my husband is walking, that is a type of exercise for me because I have to keep myself upright. And it was really nice to be outside. I haven't gone for a walk with my husband in a really long time. Here and there, I can do it. But if I do, there's always the chance of getting stuck somewhere where I can't make it back, or you've run the risk of having an episode of post exertional malaise. There are just a lot of things that can go wrong that you have to think about when you have long COVID, as you know. So, so that is my big news, my big recommendation, that when you start to feel frustrated about long COVID, the first thing you do is look at the situation and accept it as it is. You cannot change it. You cannot fight it. This is your reality. And it may not be your reality forever. Some people do get better from long COVID, and they're doing research right now on different treatments for long COVID. I do think that they will have a treatment for long COVID. I don't know when, but I think they're going to have one. And in the meantime, we just need to do the best we can with the limitations that we're given and accept that these limitations are ours for the time being, and then look for creative ways to be able to do things within those limitations. My husband put the little scooter, it breaks down, it folds down, so it's very cute. But you take the seat off and then you fold it down and then you put the seat on top. And it fits in the car just fine. And I'm excited that now I have another option for going places. If there's a lot of walking, I have something that I can use to live my life. It's a tool for additional freedom, if you will. If I think about a scooter like something I'm embarrassed about, like, holy crap, I can't believe I have to use a scooter. It's practically a wheelchair. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You know, if I start to go down that route, then that doesn't help. I start to get self-conscious. Doesn't help. You know, it's just like, okay, you know, you're going to need a scooter probably at some point in your life. I was thinking it was going to be when I was closer to, in my 90s. My great grandma lived to be 97, I believe, and I always figured, oh, I'll probably live that long. So I always figured at some point I might need a wheelchair, but not until I was extremely old, because I was very active and I felt like, usually if you use it, you don't lose it. So I felt like I would be a happy, healthy older person someday. But alas, these things have befallen earlier than anticipated. And thinking about it like I'm embarrassed is not helpful and is not acceptance. The thing to do is acceptance, and then thinking creatively to improve your freedom and using different tools to expand your horizons, so to speak, with long COVID. And that is it. So that's it. Acceptance. Every time you get stuck, you take a deep breath and you accept it. And then you move on and make the next sane choice or the next sane decision, carrying on from that point. So I would like to know if there is something besides acceptance that you feel that you have to kind of circle back to and is really, really important in your healing process. I always want to hear more from everyone else because no one person is the epitome of health and we all can learn from each other. So please email longcovidrealtalk@gmail.com. Please share the episode, subscribe, most importantly, um, rate, review, just let me know how you like it and any tips you have for me. And if you have tips for other people, you can write it as a comment so that way it'll come up when they see the episode. And that would be really cool. So, okay, that's all I have for now. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll talk again real soon. Okay, take care. Bye.